So Time Magazine has this 100 Days interview with President Trump, and I want to zero in on something very interesting. At some point in the interview, the interviewer asks the president if he is disobeying Supreme Court orders, and the president says, "I believe in the court system. I'm not obeying it." And the interviewer says, "The Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that you have to bring back Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You haven't done so. Aren't you disobeying the Supreme Court?" And Trump answers, "Well, that's not what my people told me. They didn't say it was. They said it was the 9-0 was something entirely different." So then the interviewer quotes from the ruling. Let me quote from the ruling. "The order properly requires the government to facilitate Abrego Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador. Are you facilitating a release?" And then here's what Trump says. "I leave that to my lawyers. I give them no instructions. They feel that the order said something very much different from what you're saying, but I leave that to my lawyers. If they want, and that would be the Attorney General of the United States and the people that represent the country, I don't make that decision." That I don't make that decision. I think there's a lot of mounting evidence. And obviously, to a lot of you, this is going to sound obvious, but just let me say my piece here. I think there is mounting evidence that effectively Donald Trump is not the president. I was saying this a little earlier with regards to Doge, but I think across every area, it's not actually clear to me that Donald Trump is the president, that he's making any decisions whatsoever. It seems to me instead that there's a coterie of figures around the president who are making policy and making decisions, and he's basically giving them his signature. But I don't think he's actually making any decisions, and I don't think he's actually really governing in any meaningful sense. I think he's basically a figurehead for whoever happens to get into the Oval Office to press their particular agenda. And this interview to me is even more evidence of this, that there effectively isn't really a president right now. There's just this doddering old man in the White House who is doing whatever he's told. And before any of you say, "Well, what about Biden?" There is actually no evidence that Biden was like this at all. Even the harshest critiques of how old man Biden, operated in the White House acknowledged that he actually was making decisions. But that doesn't appear to be the case here.